Hey guys, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit today, bit of change of scenery. I brought you downstairs to the dining room. So I've played 7 games of Prior Nexus so far, and for the first 2 games I got really lucky, managed to win them. For the next 5 games after that, I am now on a 5-game losing streak. I'm doing so bad, and it's taking me a very long time to kind of get my head around all of, not just the new objectives and mission rules and things, but also the mindset of having to do actions which give up shooting and charging and pretty much anything else, right? Not having Nurglings being able to do that as well has definitely made me have to think a lot about my lists and what I need to do to not just have a functioning list that can score primaries and things, but also score secondaries. And I won't go too much into the list side of things today, but one thing that I did want to talk about was, in the current meta that I play in, I jump between a couple of different hobby stores around my neighborhood. It is a very big vehicle heavy meta in my neighborhood. Like, everyone is bringing at least half of their army as tanks, and Death Guard players will know that we have probably 2 really big weaknesses. One is our movement, we can't move very far. And the second thing is we're not the best at anti-tank and anti-monster. We just don't really have a whole lot of dedicated units to do that role. Now, the movement side of things really hurts us when we are trying to get all over the board to do secondaries, and the anti-tank, anti-monster thing really hurts you if you're in a meta like myself where every army is just bringing so many vehicles to deal with. I played a game the other day against, I've actually played Chaos Knights twice now in Prior Nexus, and both times I was going up against 8 or 9 war dogs, and it's just, I have enough tools in my current list. And when I talk about my current list, it's typically quite a balanced list to deal with a few vehicles, but I just can't deal with that many at once. Some of the units I've been trying out and bringing along, like Chaos Spawn or Bloat Drones or Pox Walkers, like Cultists, or I've been trying a lot of things. They do certain things really well, but when they go into vehicles, they just really struggle. That's a very long-winded intro, but where I'm getting to with this point is I've found that I need a lot more anti-tank or anti-vehicle, anti-monster in my army. And because of that, I have gone to the hobby store and picked up one of these bad boys. It says Knight Dominus on here, but the Knight Dominus actually shares a kit with the Chaos Knight Tyrant, who I have introduced into my Death Guard army. Now, a couple of things about this actual box before I jump into the Tyrant himself. I was really confused when I went out to buy one of these because the Chaos Knight Tyrant doesn't have its own dedicated box. And you can buy this and it has everything you need for all of the weapons and that sort of thing, but there's no chaos bits in here. So it's one of those situations like, for example, my Predator was in the same boat where I had to buy a Space Marine Predator and then use like chaos bits and pieces to like chaos it up a bit, make it a bit more Death Guard. I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing for this Chaos Knight Tyrant. Now, I actually picked this box up the other day and I've been very busy putting him together. At the moment, he is quite vanilla in the sense that I haven't put any chaos bits or spikes or done anything like that. It's still kind of not all glued together yet because I think I am gonna paint these in different parts. I can show you kind of what I've done. I've got the legs on its own. I've got the top on its own. I did magnetize the weapons, and the arms are quite cool because you can just twist them and they come off. Now, the interesting thing about this box set is the Knight Tyrant comes with 4 different weapon options for its main guns, but you only get 2 arms and you only get 2 of these little back pieces. So I decided to magnetize it by cutting off the arm, filling it up with green stuff, putting a magnet in there, doing the same thing on this side, so green stuff and magnet. And for the back as well, just using little magnets to put it in. So if I do decide to use the other gun options, then I'll just be able to put them together pretty easily. This gun here is the main reason why I chose the Knight Tyrant. This Harppon, and I'm sorry, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, is a one-shot, hits on 2s, 24 strength, anti-monster, anti-vehicle 4+, devastating wounds, flat 12 damage. I think this gun here is probably going to be my answer for most of my local meta. It only has 18-inch range, which is a bit short, but the Knight Tyrant has 8-inch movement, I believe, so what is it, that gives you 26 inches of kind of like a threat range, which is pretty decent. The other thing I love about this miniature, I say miniature, I think this is the biggest model in my army now, is it also has a flamer. And this is a flat 2 damage flamer, 3d6, AP -1, ignores cover. Very strong, similar profile to like a Land Raider Redeemer, which I've been going up against quite a lot lately. So nice to have a very strong flamer on my side too. This also has 18-inch range. On the top, one thing I love about this is it just has so many guns. It's got 2 melter guns. These are twin linked. They're only 12-inch range, melter 2, nothing too crazy. And then up the top, you get the option between 2 missiles. I've magnetized these as well. You can see this one's a bit wonky. These missiles are one shot, hitting on freeze. They got 72-inch range, which is amazing. Strength 12, I believe. They're pretty much like las cannons, d6 plus 1 damage. They have a bit more AP. They also have devastating wounds, so if you do roll those 6s, these are very good against vehicles. Then you've got this blast gun. I can't remember what this one is called as well, but 36-inch range. I don't think this has any AP in it, so flat 1 damage, so this one is probably like the weakest gun in the profile. But yeah, anyways, there's a couple of other reasons why I decided to go with a Knight Tyrant. In Pariah Nexus, there's been a lot of talk about how like battle line units have been buffed. There are definitely a lot of bonuses you can get with some of the mission rules now. One thing that I feel like hasn't really been talked about too much is the buffs that Titanic miniatures or Super Walkers have also received. They can do an action and still shoot on the same turn, which is perfect for Pariah Nexus because a lot of the secondaries you have to do an action and it ends at the end of your opponent's next turn. So you need something tanky that's going to survive that long, and not having to give up shooting as well is just so good. What that means is this Knight Tyrant will be able to, for example, go to where it needs to go to do a secondary, do that action, do its shooting, most likely survive because it is toughness 13 and has 24 wounds. And in that sense, it's a bit of an all-rounder. Another amazing thing about this Knight Tyrant is it has a 12-inch deep strike reserves denial, which is something Death Guard don't have. And I've gone up against a lot of the Space Marine interceptors with their 12-inch denial, and it's just such a powerful tool to have in your list. Really looking forward to utilizing that as well, just keeping your pretty much half a board safe from deep strikers or reserves. There is one major downside to the Knight Tyrant, and that is how much he costs to bring to the table. So this guy here is actually the most expensive Chaos Knight you can bring to the table, I believe. And he is 510 points, which is absolutely mental. More than a quarter of my army. So I'm going to have to definitely make some changes to my list to accommodate for that. At the moment, I've been running like Land Raider and Predators and things, and I haven't been getting too much value from the Land Raider in honesty. So I could give that up. That gives me 240 points back, and still need to find another 270. I'll make it work. But anyways, this is going to be my project for the next few weeks. Because this is now the biggest and also the most expensive unit that I will have in my army, I am planning on doing something quite special with it. You might have noticed already, but there is a little bit of battle damage. I got like a power drill and was drilling in all of that, like these bullet holes, and had a saw and was like cutting up some things just to, to make it look like it's been around for a while. So what I'm going to be doing next is probably going through my like War Dog boxes, my Chaos Land Raider, my Rhino boxes, just to get like little chaosy bits that I can stick here and there so it doesn't look too much like a Knight Dominus. Once that is done, I am going to paint it all up. I'll probably, I want to do something really special with this. So I'm going to do a bit of a brainstorm, go to the drawing board a bit and think about what I can do to really make this model stand out. If you can't win your games, then you can at least make your army look good, right? Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you guys again sometime soon. If you've been using any of the big knights in your list for Pariah Nexus, let me know how it's been going for you. Like on paper, I have a feeling this sounds like it might be alright, but you never know, right?